Arturo Dark Knight. He's one of our best listeners.
Oh, UV.
UV? Did you just say UV?
Why is there a chicken in my parking lot?
And hello, everybody. Welcome back to another RSG Wednesday night stream on this hump day, the longest running live stream in the Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes community. Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Ranger J 1999. Welcome you all in. Come on, the water's fine. Grab a drink, grab a snack, grab someone you love. Make sure you get permission first. But that being said, welcome. I've got some awesome folks hanging out with me tonight. We've got the man, the myth, the legend, the lightsaber builder, the harem operator, the one, the only, sexy Buddha himself, Sir Loki.
Good evening.
Hello, Loki. How are you?
I'm good, brother.
Yeah.
I'm all right.
Yeah. And then also joining me is my co-host and famous English, aka American, aka we're not sure what he is, wanker from another continent. The one and only Nev is joining us.
Hello, Governor.
Yeah, hello, Governor.
Hello,
It was sounding really good, and then he had the, it
just kind of went off at the end. It just went the wrong way.
But you're a filthy foreigner and you're a wanker, and I have to say these things.
Okay, that's bloody wanker to you.
Well, I wanted to keep it PG rated, but if we're going to drop bloodies all over the place, then let's turn this into some English slang, smack, cursing going on here. I'll get my Cockney British accent on, and then it'll be on like Donkey Kong. Pretend like I'm from Liverpool. All right.
I don't know what your Cockney is, but it doesn't sound like Cockney.
Well, I'm not doing it right now. So I'll give you a Cockney. All right, welcome to the show. This is where we hang out with you awesome and amazing people in the chat. I can see you in there right now. Make sure you hit that thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already. Why don't you consider becoming a Patreon sponsor? You want to, where you can support the channel and all the content that we're putting out. Constantly doing streams. We had Loki do his GAC last night. Why is the cam fighting me? I want to move the cam a little bit down. There we go. Loki did his GAC last night. I did mine today. Representing the RSG, folks, in new Division 1 and Division 2. We're going to talk about it today in depth because, well, let's face it, there's not much else to talk about and discuss in Star Wars Galaxy Heroes at the moment. And that's fine. So we're going to get mainly a Q&A show. We'll cover a few little bits of news and stuff that's going on, but I really want to get into our thoughts with the changes and what we're seeing in Division 1. We'll talk about Conquest. We'll talk about Galactic Challenges because, good Lord, I'm sick of looking at clones and having to deal with this nonsense. And then we'll get your questions. We do love to take your questions, so if you have a question you want to pose to us, make sure you put your question in the chat for one. Second of all, make sure you put the word question in front of your actual question statement, because that's how I use Nightbot as a filtering tool to scoop it up and get it into my hands so I can read it out. So don't be shy, get your questions in, hit that thumbs up, say hi to everybody, say hi to everybody in the chat. You can see a lot of the skiers are in there already. If you're a new person, welcome to the stream. Welcome to the madness that is RSG, where we break down the latest and greatest in news and notes and give you a little bit of insight of what it all means. I think that's what's the main spiel that I wanted to cover, just as a note, programming note. So we've got the lunch streams going on the rest of the week, along with GACs over on Twitch. We do have a Twitch channel. You should check it out. It's a sub, follow, all that good stuff. Saturday, we will have the ladies' night. No D&D, but we will have ladies' night this Saturday coming up. I'm trying to finagle all the ladies to make sure that they're on Saturday night. Loki, if you're around, if you want to come hang out, you're more than welcome. We always have as a token man-child on the stream. So those are the big streams coming up. The other big one is July 10th and 11th is going to be our 5-year celebration of RSG. We're going to do a planning on doing a 24-hour stream. I will be going for 24 hours. So, but we're going to have fun. That's also my birthday weekend. It kind of just works out that 5 years of RSG and then Ranger getting older. What more can you ask for in streaming content? All right, let me get some music started. Let's kick this pig into gear. Let's have some fun. Let's get into the news. That's right, the news. And there's only one bit of news. One bit of news. We'll break it down for you guys here, and then we'll get into some discussion on GAC. Now that we've had our hands dirty a little bit, let's talk about what we're seeing, what's going on. But kind of relates to GAC because we had a post from Doja Fett that says, "Hello, Holotable heroes. The current season of Grand Arena Championship started a day earlier than usual. This was not intended, and as such will not be a permanent change. We expect future seasons of GAC to revert to the previous schedule. Also worth noting, feats and rewards are unaffected by the early start date. However, please note that the start for each round of this current season will begin a day earlier than you might be accustomed to in the instant Sunday PT versus Monday PT, but as we will not be interrupting or restarting the current season in order to prevent any unforeseen issues that could rise from doing so." I was a little shocked, Loki and Nev, when I woke up Sunday morning, checked SWGOH like I always do, and I'm like, wait a minute, join GAC?
Yeah.
I wonder how many people, just throwing that out there, do you think, percentage-wise?
I think, it was it was one of those collective jaw-dropping moments. Everybody would have opened their game and everyone's jaw would have just hit the floor like, what? Because all people talked about for the next 24 hours was, is this deliberate? Are they deliberately changing it? Or is it, I heard on the side of somebody messed up. Yeah, just like when they messed up with Bindo. Just like when they messed up taking Bindo off, should have just left him there. Somebody messed up with the content update and the internal clock that they put on to automatically start the registration period for GAC. Somebody just messed up that clock, and it started a day early. Because after I picked my jaw up off the floor, I instantly started fuming, because one thing that you kind of look forward to in the first week is the currency that you get from territory battles. It's like, oh, I'm going to be able to gear something up or star something up just before, you lock into I would have had my 7-star malevolence.
Malevolence. Malevolence.
Malevolent. Yeah, I would have had it. So I've got to go this entire week
Those
with
bastards.
a Foxy 6-star. No, it's not fair, because I'm very, very specific about this, Ranger. I lost 6 banners because of that, because I could have done a Hyena Bomber solo against my opponent round 1, but a Hyena Bomber solo with a 6-star Malevolence only gets you 66 banners, doesn't get you 72. So CG owe me 6 banners. And if I lose GA Center by 6 banners at the end of the season, I'll know who to blame.
So you're happy about the change?
So I'm happy that it's just for the month, yes. I'm happy it's just for the month, I'm glad that we were right and that it was just, a mistake.
I know, people were kind
of kudos to them.
Yeah, they
credit.
They acknowledge it. They said, "Hey, we
credit to we harp on them, and we harangue them, and we criticize them constructively, of course.
Always constructively.
Always constructively, but we got to give credit where credit's due. When they say, "Hey, we made a mistake. Sorry, it's just going to be for this month." That's fine. I think that's great. Apology accepted. Let's move on.
There you go. Loki, any thoughts?
Well, I mean, I think we discussed it last night on when I was streaming my GAC, but I know there's a lot of content creators that have all their stuff scheduled, right? So,
right.
I don't know what Heinz's going to do. He's got to do a Thursday night now instead of a Friday night. And right. everybody's pushed back a day. I had to mess with my work schedule just to be able to,
I know,
to stream my stuff. I mean, because, I got stuff scheduled during the day and on certain days and certain evenings and what have you. But no, it's, if it's a mistake, it's a mistake. And they they said sorry, like what Nev said, and we move on. But yeah, I mean, you know, there's a lot of people, there's a lot of streamers out there and content creators that schedule around GAC now, because it is the main game mode, I feel like, in the game, you know, now. So but you know, hopefully it doesn't happen again, because I know everybody's moving their schedules around. I've been watching the other streamers and everybody says it. So but
Yeah,
other than
so-
that, I'm cool, you know.
Yeah.
It happens.
It is what it is. I mean, it didn't affect me too much, so I'm just like, you know, adapt, overcome. That's what we do. I see we
Yep.
have a new person in the chat, John Kessel. I just want to. He's having a little fun. He's being a little cheeky in the chat. I like that. Makes my nipples hard. He says, "You don't think you're tougher than Ram Bam, do you?" Yes, for several reasons. One, he loves Mace, and that loses him man points right off the bat because his head's so far up Mace's ass. And surprised he's not bald either. And two, yes, he is in the Navy, but I'm an ex-Army Ranger, Special Forces, Airborne, all that stuff. So if you ask Ram, he knows I would raffle stomp him. But then again, he's in the military, and he's my military brother, so I'd probably take a bullet for him before anything else. So I just can't forgive him for the Mace stuff, right? You know, Ram Bam, I love him. He's the best. But the Mace stuff, I think I'm almost at the point that I think we need to have an intervention for Ram Bam about Mace. It worries me, you know, and even more that he's my military brother from another mother. These thoughts go through my mind when I think about Ram Bam. But John, welcome, man. I like your cheekiness there, man. I like a little feistiness. I like a little sizzle in the chat. Have you been watching a long time? How come I've never said your name before? Did you change your name or something? John Kessel? I've never seen that name before. Now, of course, I have brain damage and I'm pretty mentally dumb, but I didn't know that. Well,
Some
goddamn it.
people like to lurk.
We do have a lot of lurkers. That is true, Nav. We have a lot of lurkers that watch us. So, yeah.
Got to respect the lurking.
Yeah.
You know, some people just like to.
That's well done,
sit there
John.
quietly.
Lurked the shit out of me. I had no idea, man. Well done, sir. You were camouflaged out there in the woods there with Durgan.
King of the lurkers.
Yeah, I know, right? Finity, no, you're not. Get out of here, Finity. You son of a bitch.
Royal Corps of Signals. That's the only way to go.
There you go. But that being said, all right, so that's really the only news. Yeah, thank you, Nathan Ace, for the reminder. Please hit the like button. It does matter. Although it's a slow week, again, we have these pauses in GAC and then Surefin. Just keeping your donuts. But yeah, it's a slow week. That's really the only news that we really got of significance was the GAC start. But other than that, let's talk about what we're seeing in GAC, right? So I'm Div 2, Loki's Div 1. I think Nev, you're Div 17.
I'm Div 4, 5, 6, and 7. I've got 4 accounts.
Yeah. So there
But
you
the
go.
alts don't matter because alt lives don't matter.
Yeah. Yes, they do. How can you tell these other guys that alt lives don't matter when you have 3 goddamn alts? I don't understand how you keep saying that.
Because I don't talk about my alts in the Discord server every 5 minutes like Ando does.
Someone just did the Utini with Finn. Yes, you can play stream alerts. You can do super chats. You can use stream elements and stream alerts to do all the funny sound alerts and sound bites and things like that. You can use your channel points on Twitch to get the Utini that you just saw. So have fun, skewers. I just saw
I can give you
flying
a-
Finn on the screen just came up on me.
I can give you I can give you the down low on the lower divisions. That's for sure.
Yeah, what are you seeing? Your Div 4 with your main account. I don't give a shit about your other ones.
Okay, my main account.
Yeah, main account. What are you seeing, brother?
Not too bad. I will say my matchmaking is a lot closer.
Yes.
So maybe not necessarily with fleet, but definitely with ground.
That's right. Skeleton.
Definitely with ground. Because I had I have a fluffy bottom on my main, so I'm facing people that also have fluffy bottoms. So yeah, it was my first round match was tense because my opponent didn't have a SWGOH account. I hate that because I can't do any scouting. All I can do is look at their squads and go,
You blundering fool!
right, okay, that's what they put in defense. What have I got?
Hello, reload, my old friend.
Finn is going nuts on the alerts.
Well, the skewers are going nuts because I just pulled a Twitch. Like, who the hell is spamming us with all the channel points?
It's not me, I promise.
Oh, I know it's not you. I'm just like, who's doing that? And so I had to pull up Twitch to see who's doing it, so I can say, hey, thank you for using your channel points or stream alerts and the biddies and all that stuff too. We've actually had it many times on the stream where we had goddamn hype train started over on Twitch, even though we were on YouTube. So I'm always lurking. I should have been lurking prior to that, but things happen. Someone's fridge is
Very nice.
oh boy.
It did go down to the wire though, because the fluff was required. It did go down to the wire. I misplayed a team. I misplayed the JKR team. I was supposed to do my opponent's JKR with CLS, and I went in with my JKR, which was a mistake. Lost that, had to clean up. So when I got to the last team, it was just literally, the last 4 teams. It was kind of undersized mismatches, and it was, it was challenge. It was a solid challenge. It does make it more fun when there's a challenge there. If it's too easy, then it's tough. But this has been the hardest first round, week 1, round 1 match I've had since I can remember doing GAC. Normally, first week, it's all peaches. Literally, just millions of peaches.
The one thing I've noticed too in my GAC matchups is that me and the guy with the most lifetime score have been getting matched up against one another. It happened again. Each round it's always like, there's some people in there that, now GP wise, we're all within 100,000, 200,000. The first person I faced though had a lifetime score of 730. I'm at about 793. But we got matched up against one another. I don't know if that's intentional, but I've seen that every round 1 of each round. First fight, I'm seeing that. I did notice that the GP was pretty close. And we looked at yours, Loki. Yours was within 200,000, around that 807,000. A little bit less, a little bit more on some of the competitors. But it's pretty balanced, I would say, for where you were at when I saw the numbers I saw last night, Loki. You're muted, by the way.
Sorry. No, I feel like it's about the same, I think.
Sure.
It's like plus or minus for me. We'll just say at most 400,000, either way. So, I mean, I'm like 8.7 right now. I got an 8.35 guy, an 8.4, and then I have as much as 8.9, almost a 9 mil guy in my first bracket. So it's it can go either way.
Yeah, I had the one I faced, we both had the exact same GP. I mean 6990, roughly the same GP.
Yep.
And then the next one I'm facing is 6750. The other ones are around 669 right now in the GP range. So I think for that part it's pretty balanced. Now, what we're seeing in the matches, it's a shock, I think, for a lot of folks. My defense, again, what I figured was going to happen, happened. I have more teams, more relics, better mods, more depth. Throwing people off completely. I had a lot of 2 holes in my GAC. Before we go to you, Loki, I am seeing that people are struggling with that because you're having to put, from Division 2 to 4, you're having to put 3 more teams on offense and having 3 more on defense. So the balance is what we're trying to work on. I think a lot of people too were going more offense this first round than anything. It still didn't work for my first opponent. Sorry, my first opponent. You did well. You full cleared, but you had I got a lot of holds on teams that I was like, yep, that's what I expected. Nev, did you win your first round or did you lose?
Yeah, no, I won. I won my first round. I didn't get full cleared on any of my counts.
Okay. What were you noticing about the teams you saw, and then what you saw the results of your defense?
Everyone's putting trash on the back.
Mm-hmm.
Every single opponent that I went up against put something really strong on the front, and then they put trash on the back, which surprised me because then people have not been, people just haven't been full clearing. That's what surprised me so much. I'm like, they've put 10, 20 or 30k teams on the back, less than, in some cases, less than 30k teams on the back. And I'm thinking, right, they've put 3 or 4 or 5 trash teams on the back because they're saving it for the front. Saving it for offense because they know they've got a lot more teams to choose through. But it's definitely working for them, but not completely, because actually no, I do believe my main account opponent did clear my ground force, but screwed up on my fleet. Took 3 attempts on my Galactic Republic and then didn't have enough to beat my Empire. So yeah, maybe too much emphasis on ground, not enough forethought into fleet. And the thing is, he put 2 100k fleet teams on defense, so he literally saved everything for fleet, but just couldn't do it. I did a Houndstooth solo and a Hyena bomber solo. I got 66 and a 72 on fleet. I mean, that was just beautiful, racking them banners up. But yeah, you can see how people are doing using what's that bot called again? Where you can actually, where it tells you.
I know what you're talking about, but I don't know. I can't remember the name of it.
So I mean, my teams were still stripping banners. They were just going down with, they were going down in one shot. But I never set up a defense to hold. I just set up a defense to strip banners. Lots of Gear 11s, fast Gear 11 teams that will go first and get a hit, and then they'll just get smashed.
Obitos says, is that Prime Bot? Obito says, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, it was interesting to see. I mean, we put a pretty stout defense down. I still had a lot for offense, and I think the thing that we could probably put a little bit more on defense with mine. We didn't put Padme down. Hell, I didn't use Thrawn or Padme for offense. It's how crazy it was. Now he went
That's what you had left after you did the full clear. You had Padme and Thrawn.
Used like 3 or 4 Jedi teams. Used 2 Trooper teams. Used 2 Bounty Hunter teams. Used JTR. I mean, we went through a lot of teams. I did a lot of solos. I had Gas or Jedi Luke and Shakti. We did it as one. We did Jedi Master Luke with a solo. We used Gas as a solo. I mean, we had a lot of teams, and like we used the Clone Troopers versus like Grievous. So it was interesting to say the least. Now, Loki, yours was very interesting because I was with you last night after working out with Chewbacca and Thane putting the paint on their ass. I hung out with Loki as I cooled down, and we were looking at GC. Your opponent went way lighter on defense than I was expecting, man.
Yeah, he only put 1 GL down. And then he just put a bunch of, I don't know.
Solid A and
Galactic
B
Legend requirement teams, I guess, if you want to call them that. But, I don't know. I mentioned it during the stream last night as well. Like, I was kind of like, I felt like I didn't lay a strong enough or a heavy defense as well. I wanted to kind of break myself in, I guess, and get used to it again. Cause I don't remember the counters at all. And I was just freehanding it. Right. I mean, I don't have sheets or a guidebook or anything like that, man. I just go off the top of my head. I mean, we both do that, right? Like we have Thane on the stream and we have fun picking, bouncing counters off of each other's heads. But surprisingly, if you were to tell me, like, I put 3 kind of cheesy teams down, myself, I put 2 GLs down. When I was done clearing my opponent, we both full cleared, right? But he had a couple of hiccups on just random teams. It wasn't even GLs. It wasn't anything meta, in my opinion. It was just random teams that I guess, that's where I see this is going, is you got to put teams down that confuse your opponent, that they're not used to fighting. That, especially somebody that doesn't have the tunes unlocked. If you throw those tunes down and they're going to be like, holy crap, I've never fought this before. And they're either going to overcompensate for it or they're going to, send in something too short, to get there. But that's what happened to my opponent. I mean, I guess it's been a while since he fought Mother Talzin Night Sisters, because I had 5 holds on that. And then that new Django L3 thing basically caught him off guard. He had 3 attempts on that, but he one-shot all my GLs. He one-shot my Darth Revan and all that stuff. But, you know, long story short, I was watching the other streamers. Like I was watching good old Maurice. I was watching, you know, a few others, and man, like some guys were struggling, and they didn't struggle last season in the GA Center. You know, guys that normally do full clears, one shot everything. I mean, I think you're talking about Ram Bam. I don't even think he cleared the front wall at the top. Like he couldn't get through. And that's because he either burned good teams on something that he didn't know how to fight, or maybe he overcompensated. He maybe put too much on defense, right? Is what we're seeing as well.
Well,
I
was interested. Yours was really fascinating. I mean, I had holds on some teams that I expected to get, not Galactic Legends or anything like that, but some of those secondary teams. I'm like, this new team's going to mess them up, and it sure in the hell did.
Yep.
But my Night Sisters got holds. Your Night Sisters got hold in the back. You had 5 holds. I think I had 2 holds on my Night Sisters. You had 5 holds on your Night Sister team. And that's the kind of stuff that you're not seeing it happen on the Galactic Legends, because people will hold like SLKR Ray as a counter, right, to the other Galactic Legends. You kind of have to do that for 3s, right? Because you just can't use your standard counters that you have in 5s with, like, I've got the 3 counters that I have, like, you know, the Imperial Troopers, Jedi Knight Luke counter, and Vader. I've got that ready to rock and roll. That's why I put more Galactic Legends down on defense, because I'm like, put them down. I got the counters. I got you. But it's interesting to me so far, and it's only run round, so we got to get more data, but it's these secondary teams that people are like, you know, especially if they don't have their team set up for it. Like your Night Sisters, and what was the other one that we both ran this on defense? What was the other one that had 3 holds for you?
Oh, the Newt lead with Django and L3.
Yeah. You know, stuff like that, you know, that's really throwing people off. I mean, it's really interesting to see, like, what's going to throw people off. You know, and I think what this is kind of demonstrating is that, you know, if you're going to be top heavy, you better have counters, and you better have some depth to your top 80 or now 110 characters, because that's what you're going to be facing on offense and defense. You know, what can you put on defense and what can you use on offense? Now we want to.
Yeah, you know, one thing I just want to throw in there too is you know, you saw me take down my opponent's front wall, and I was using my C and D teams.
Right.
You know, we used Mon Mothma on General Grievous. We used Jawas on Mon Mothma. Like, I mean, that's where it's, you know, to your point, that's where it's really gonna separate the big boys is if those C and D teams can actually take out your opponent's B teams, right? You know, is General Grievous a B team? Maybe. You know, is Mon Mothma a B team, right? But then if you got the D counter to it, you can save all that for the back wall. And you saw it yesterday. I could have probably put 3 GLs on my opponent and still would have been fine. Like, we didn't know what to do with Jedi Master Luke. I kept him because I figured my opponent would put down SLKR or something in the back, and magically he didn't. And you know, I didn't even have to use Jedi Master Luke, you know, and that's the thing. So I mean, you know, I think people are slowly learning, you know, but where I'm seeing a lot of the streamers or content creators struggling, it's they don't have the C and D teams, you know, modded up, right, or geared up.
I mean,
or relic.
Nev, you just asked me, like, how did I do that where I had Padme left over and Thrawn and stuff? Because we have that depth of roster. Like, you know, I had that kind of stuff. Like when I'm using 2 Bounty Hunter teams, or I'm using 2 Imperial Trooper teams, or I'm mixing up clones and using 2 clone teams, and you start adding those up and you're taking teams out. I mean, then I had a bunch of free stuff. He could have gone, even if he'd gone tougher on defense, let's say he put another GL down, because he put Rey down, but I'm like, you put Jedi Master Luke down, oh, hell no. I mean, he did the Basla, we solo SLKR with it. So that freed up 2 of my first order. So we were like, okay, or we got Night Sisters. Let's go use this on something, you know? So it just, you know, and having that depth of roster where I'm like, I'm going to use Imperial Troopers here with Dark Trooper, and then I'm going to use the other Imperial Troopers here on this other team. And it couldn't quite work out because we didn't play it right. We did have one little boo-boo, but we had the team to do it, right? Like Bounty Hunters, you know, going Bounty Hunters, a couple teams, taking up the clones and mixing them up, and then, you know, having Geos as a team, and then using Vader as a solo, and then going, you know, I didn't use Thrawn. You know, it's just the way it worked out. We used Geos, we used a bunch of these other teams to take out all this other stuff because we knew what to do. And he's still struggling on our defense. So I think that's a balance that people are going to have to figure out is on threes. I don't think this is going to be much of a question in fives because as we look ahead to fives, now one of the things that I'm kind of thinking about is Bad Batch and Kat, Commander Soka. Well, she really won't be around for another couple of months, but unless someone can well on her. But at least Bad Batch and fives, the counters will be there, right? But it's if you develop those counters. Now, so when you're thinking about your lower division, your Division 4, when you're thinking about your roster, like, are you thinking now GL, then work on a counter team? GL, then work on a counter team?
Well, I mean, the problem, I was working on a 5-man counter to Slacker and to Ray. As soon as I, so it was get my JKL, and then work, finish my 2 GL counters. Now that I've done that, I've been working for JML, for JML. So I'm going for JML at the moment because I've got 2 solid 5v5 counters for Slacker and for Ray if I come across them on my main account.
Right.
But I want the kind of the insurance policy of a GL should I face another GL, so that I don't necessarily have to use those counters. But for me, for my account, especially now with GAC requiring more teams, I'm looking at finishers. So I'm looking at my 5v5s, not the 3v3s. Don't care about the 3v3s. I'm more concerned about finishing those 5v5 squads. So finishing the Dark Trooper for my Imperials. I want to get that finished and I want to get that geared up.
He's sexy.
Shore Trooper is fine with it at the moment, but my Shore Trooper is for one of my GL counters. So if I need to counter a GL, my Imperial Troopers are just, they're not, so I need that 5th man for Imperial Troopers. I need to get my my Padme team finished. I need to get my clone trooper. So I'm thinking more in terms of I've got a well-rounded roster, but there's just too many Gear 11s and Gear 12s, and they need to be either the 11s need to be 12s, and some of the 12s need to be relic. So and it works to my advantage because a lot of those characters that I need to build up are the ones that need to be relicked in order to do the gas, because I haven't got gas yet. So as soon as I've got JML, I'm going to be going for gas, and a lot of the characters that need to be relicked at the moment, they're either Gear 11 or 12. So that will help me finish more troopers. It will help me finish certain separatist squads. It will help me finish droid separatists. So it's for me, it's more about finishing things off.
Now, can I talk about the other thing too? That's the elephant in the room: mods.
Yeah.
You don't have mods. I don't care how many relic characters you have. If you don't have the correct mods or the speed or the offense mods, I mean, I think the reason Loki and myself and maybe even you, Nev, have the advantage that we do is we have the teams in depth, but we have the mods to go with those teams. That's the biggest thing, where I can put, Finn, and Poe down and have like a 320 plus speed Finn, or I can put down a Bo-Katan team with a 320 plus speed, armorer. That shit makes a difference. Look, I mean, I think that's one of the things that gives you a huge advantage on your account is the mods you have, man. I don't think people are really realizing how much time and effort you have to put into mods and how big a difference mods makes in the JC matchup. You can have all the same characters and relics, but if you don't have the mods compared to your opponent, you're at a huge disadvantage, in my opinion, now in GAC. What do you think, Loki?
I mean, dude, we can have a whole stream on this.
Let's do it. I mean, we got to talk about this shit. I mean,
I can preach about mods all day because it's not even the mods. Like, yes, it is the mods. It's where you place the mods too. That's the big one.
Whose ice machine in the background is making coffee, or what is that? Whose machine in the background? Is that you, Nev?
Oh, sorry, that might be the air conditioning one.
I was wondering what the hell's going
that?
on. I keep hearing that. Yeah, I'm like, what the hell is happening? Is someone making slushies?
Hang on, let me move the mic off. I'll move my mic further away from it.
There you go.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's better. I didn't have it clipped on. I had it just resting in front of me, so I'll just clip it on. Keeps it away from it.
There you go.
So Ranger, I don't know where you want me to start, but
start from the beginning. To just work. We got to talk about this.
It's not only do you have the mods, do you have all the key tunes modded correctly, right? So there's turn order, there is straight up just speed, and here's the problem is 3v3 modding is different than 5v5. Let's get serious. So I, for one, have a loadout for 3v3, and an example of this is the Darth Revan team. I like to run my Malik faster than my Darth Revan to dispel the taunt, and then Darth Revan can go in and jump your team. That is completely different than how I mod them 5v5. It is different. Imperial Troopers are garbage in 3v3 because there's only 3 of them. So your modding is going to be a little bit different on that as well. Your Moff Gideon does not have to be as fast because you're not going to use Moff Gideon in a C counter in 3v3. I can go on and on this. I mean, we can have a whole damn stream on this.
Let's do it because I get
you
asked.
Can pick my brain, but
pick your brain. Start talking about this, man, because we get asked about this all the time about mods.
Yeah, and that's unfortunately that's where the edge is gonna come. If you remod for 3v3 or if you remod for 5v5, and that's what a lot of the top players are doing. That's what I do. If
you have to remod.
You remod.
You cannot.
You lock your character, and then you take your mods off, and you put your regular mods back on. Then your opponent scouts you.
Yeah.
He could see one speed, but my tune is a different speed than what you're seeing. And Hotbot or any of the bots can't catch that. They don't catch the lock speed.
No.
So
Grand Ivory is great. It's brilliant for 5v5. Whoa, you do not want to leave the mods on your roster for 3v3. I went from undefeated in 1 month to 8-4 in the 3v3 month following it, leaving the same mods on. It was an absolute disaster month. So you have got to change your mods. 3v3 modding is just so different.
Yeah, Obido in chat, same thing. Shock T modding is completely different for 3v3. Yeah. You want her like 350, 360 speed to go ahead of, because you're going to use her behind Jedi Knight Luke if you put that team on defense.
Yeah.
Armor, you want armor at like 360 speed if you're going to use her with Bo-Katan and Candyman. Like that is the team.
And
that's what we were talking about last night, Ranger, was you see a Gar Saxon team, right? I put a Gar Saxon team down. Yeah, it got one-shotted, but you know what? My TIE fighter pilot is 350 speed. Okay, so my opponent's got to bring something. If TIE fighter pilot gets whatever off, his buff immunity, or he gets the first move, who knows what's going to happen in the fight? And it's completely different than what I mod for 5v5. Again, we can have a whole separate stream about this and talk about it for about 4 hours. I don't want to do that tonight, but
there's nothing else going on, so let's do it.
What I'm getting at is I agree with you. You have to have a lot of good speed secondary mods, matching sets. Let me make that clear. Is Hotbot has a little tracker. You can track your 20 plus speed mods. If you have 120 plus 20 speed mods, but 75 of them are squares, that is not going to do you any good.
No.
You need complete sets of all the shapes so you can make your plus 180 speed set, another plus 180 speed set, another plus 175 speed set. Like you need all these to tailor the turn order, to get ahead of your opponent. And when you scout your opponent, I mean, ideally you want to check his speeds, like what you said about Finn, right? If I know my opponent has a very slow Finn Purses counter, I will put my Finn Purses on defense.
You're right.
Because I know he has to use a GL, or I know he has to use Darth Revan, or he has to use Jedi Knight Revan to get ahead. Correct. Yeah. Or there's only one CLS in the entire game.
Chewie, yeah. You're forcing the issue
of your teams,
Like, so what we did, and I used Thane's defense because we wanted to test it out. It worked out really well. So we put Emperor Palpatine with Basil, who was running 322, and then Malik at 321. And then on the other time, we put Darth Revan with Marauder and HK, right? So the other thing, too, is you're also you're forcing your opponent to use high-level teams against these teams, right? The other thing, too, is in 3v3, it's banner stealing. My team steal banners. Even if they don't get defense, we talked about the Bo-Katan team I used in 5v5s. It stole banners. The average score in 5v5 with the Bo-Katan team, just to give you an idea of what I'm talking about, you know, the average banner was 53.5. I just went back and did the math on it when they could beat it. It even got holds because, you know, you're just either they're underestimating it. They didn't think that Armor was going to be as fast as she was. And then as soon as Armor went, and before then, you just saw the banners. There was one time where I got a 47 on it. I actually got 47 twice on that, which means they went in with the team that got the other 4 characters killed, and they only had 1 character left on a first attempt. I'll take that every time. So when you think about your mods, and this is why we talk about mods so much, guys, mods suck. Mods are bullshit. I do mod depression every day on the lunch stream. I don't ever hit anything on the lunch stream. However, I hit shit all the time when I'm off stream. And so you have to constantly work on mods twice a day. 5 minutes is all it takes, guys. Pull some mods, roll them up, see if slice them up. Second part of the day, you get the slice material so you can keep slicing mods. And the 2 biggest things I keep telling people they have got to work on. You've got to work on speed sets. You don't have the speed for a team, you're in big trouble. The other one is offense. You'll get all the other mods from the events. If you do the events that come out every month, you're going to get a buttload of health and all this other stuff. Eventually those will come. But if the 2 mod sets that you've got to work on religiously, you've got to work on speed and you've got to work on offense mods. If you're not doing that, then you're going to fall behind. And you need to assess when you're at a certain position with your tunes. When you just say, let's say you just unlocked SLKR. For me personally, I think speed is what you need on SLKR, but you also, the other thing you need to look at is speed set with speed, but I'm looking at offense mods, so that he's around 11,000 damage, but he's also like 579 speed, 580 speed. So then not only does he go first, but he hits like a truck. Ray's different. I have around, you know, I got tons of offense and stuff on there for as well. We're gonna we're gonna redo my R2D2. I've had a speed set on him forever. He's 300 plus speed, but now we're gonna do offense. I don't have enough mods because I just did Dark Trooper to get him to where I got the damage, where he one shots everybody. So I'm like religiously working on offensive mods. I've seen in the store, I'm rolling it. If I'm pulling offensive mods, I'm working on it so I get those offensive primaries with secondaries and speed. On R2D2. You need to stay focused on your mods, guys, because this is where the rubber meets the road between those that are top in GAC and those that are in secondary in GAC. It's that simple.
And if mods, if you just get like bleh about mods, just work on one character. Go through the same method, you know, buy, refresh. But just work on one character. So it's like, right, this character needs these mods. You know, you want a speed set with health, right? So just work on that character until you've got 15 speeds and some really, really good some really good health and some excellent primary stats. And then once it's done. Then move on to the next character. That's what I mean. All of these new characters that are coming through. That's what I mean with Gideon. I mean, he doesn't have the best set in the world, but as soon as he hit 6 stars, I started gearing him up to 11. And all I did, the entire month I was farming him, the last 2 months I was farming him up to 7 stars. All I did was farm for mods for him. That was it. You know, sometimes it would take a week just to find one mod that would go to, 15 plus. But it works, and you keep those ones that are 9s and 10s that you might not necessarily put on him. They're still there in your inventory. And then, once you finish him and you're working on your next one, you might think, oh, well, hang on a minute. There's a character there. It's got 5 speed on. I've got a 10 sat there doing nothing. I can swap it out. But that's, just so that I don't go mad over mods, I'll spend an entire month on one character just while I'm farming it. And after you've generated literally dozens and dozens and dozens of mods that you might not necessarily want to put on that character, you might find that you need them somewhere else. You might have some relic character that you didn't realize has a secondary 5 speed with potency on, and you're like, what the hell is that doing on that character? And you'll go to your inventory and you'll be, oh, hang on a minute, there's a 10 speed there, instant fire, So little bits and pieces like that. But yeah, you've got to work on the mods.
Yeah, it's constantly,
especially on these meta characters, these really, really OP characters. They need good mods, or they're not going to do anything. My Gear 11s, with the exception of tanks that counter, so Zalbar's got no speed because he just counters anyway. They're all banner stealing teams. So they're Gear 11s, so they're relatively weak, but they're all over 200. And my opponent, I always scout my opponent, they've got decent squads, but some of them are under 200 speed.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm thinking, I'm rubbing my hands together because I know that Gear 11 team is all going to go first. It's going to knock it's going to knock the smallest amount of protection, and then it's going to get mollywopped. But I've taken 3 banners off my opponent. So instead of them getting a 54, they've got a 51 or maybe even a 50. And all of those 3 banner losses in GAC, especially with the amount of teams that we've got now, especially in the likes of Division 4 and Division 5 and even Division 3, if you've stripped 20 or 30 banners off your opponent before they've even got to fleet, it gives you a little bit of breathing room.
Well, the other thing too, mods, just to give you the numbers on this, and this is from years of doing this. Every 100 mods, you're going to have 10 that are going to be 15 plus. Out of those 10, you're going to get 3 to 5 that are going to get 20 plus, if you're lucky. It may just be 1. It's a small percentage. That's how much you have to pull and work on mods religiously, because it's just a matter of just working on over time. Some people have better luck than others. AKA Loki, who I despise because his mods are the sickest thing I've ever seen. And
Zareth. Have you seen, oh my God, the mods on Zareth's ult are just, oh my God.
Well, it's not his main, so it doesn't count. Yeah, I mean, this is the name of the game is mods, guys. We always say farm characters first, then you farm gear, but you always have to farm mods. And then when you get that diamond in the rough where you hit a 20 speed mod, you're like, yay! Oh, and then you're just immediately back into doing it again. It's just the way it's a numbers game, guys. You have to just religiously work on it. And I can tell the opponents that I'm facing who has worked religiously on mods and who hasn't, because you can tell by some of their teams and what their main characters were. Like the last guy we just faced, I could tell he's been working on mods. He hasn't have enough of them. So maybe he needs to keep working on them. But he had some good teams with characters with some good speed. So, I mean, I don't know how much I need to pound this into your guys' head. If you care about GAC, you care about where you're finishing and your score and your lifetime banners, and you want to get the top prizes, and it's just something, maybe you're just competitive by nature. It ain't going to be how many GLs you have. It ain't going to be about how many relic characters you have. It's going to come down to your mods. Can you make those characters as effective as humanly possible, so that when not only do they see that you've got your teams down on defense, but they look at your mods and go, I can't beat this. That's a psychological win, and a win right off the back before you even start the match. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, mods are here. They're not going anywhere. Whether you like it or not, you have to work on them. So, I mean, I'm always checking the store. I'm always rolling mods. I'm constantly slicing. I do it daily, twice a day. So if you guys aren't doing that, I can't stress you guys enough. And it's frustrating. You roll a lot. You get, you pull mods out of those stores, those gold +5s, and they don't hit. I just shake my head. I'm like, okay. And I go into the next one. That's all you can do, guys. I mean, that's all you can do. Don't skip any of the events, especially the ones that give you mods, because you never know when you're going to hit that one mod, like the Smuggler's Run or the Rebel Roundup, whatever those mods, like the Dooku one that gives all those health mods. Just roll them, see what happens. Those, you never know when those are going to hit.
I would even refresh that event, man. I've done it.
I wouldn't because I'm not Loki. So yeah.
Oh, don't
because
I mean,
it's you get what you're guaranteed blue mods. You get a bunch of them, and what is it like? One
you get
refresh is
6.
what?
You get 6 each.
Yeah,
tier.
it's super
Have you
worth it.
never seen me roll mods on the lunch stream, Loki? Is what I'm going to ask you.
Yeah, I've seen it.
And you still think I should go for that, right? More depression for me? You don't
Absolutely.
like? No,
Absolutely.
Loki. A friend doesn't say that to another friend, Loki. I'm really disappointing you right now that you would say that something like that to me, in my suffering and pain.
Yeah. Oh,
He's
and make
wrong.
sure. I mean, another important thing to remember with mods, especially with the rebooted divisions in GAC, is you mentioned earlier on. You were talking about C and D teams. Make sure your D teams are modded. I needed Ewoks. I shit you. I needed Ewoks for a full clear on one of my ults against a Poggle Separatist team. And if I didn't mod those lower teams that I never expect, because nobody thinks they're ever going to use Ewoks on defense or on offense, ever. So you might sacrifice mods and not have full mod sets on them. I'm glad that I had full mod sets on them. I mean, what is it Ewoks a D team or an E team?
I put in the Boruto class of characters myself.
Okay. So, but yeah, without those Ewoks, I mean, it didn't score well. It didn't score well at all. I think it scored me.
Although I must,
but it got me a one shot.
I have to put the caveat: do not use. If Rainbow comes along and says use Jedi Knight Luke solo versus Ewoks and their gear 11 and 12, don't listen to Rambam.
Yeah. Oh, and if Rambam
don't.
comes along and tells you that your Malik can solo the First Order when they've got all of their Zetas on them, again, also don't listen to it.
Yeah, slap.
Because he just gets stunned into oblivion.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. All right. So that's our little spiel about GAC and what we're seeing, the importance of mods. The other two types, these galactic challenges with clones. Thank God we're past this shit because it's been not fun. I don't know about you guys, but I've not enjoyed these galactic challenges with the clones. Needing that shit. Conquest. I wanted to bring this up. I did not enjoy Conquest.
No, I've not had fun.
It felt like work.
Around.
Loki, it felt like work this time. I didn't have fun. I got it, and I mean, I'm excited for Commander Ahsoka, but when it comes to... I didn't have as much fun on this Conquest, man. It just feels like it felt like a chore.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Stuck on Ray on Sector 4. That's it. I'm having to go back over feats to get to the next box just so that I can guarantee get the Razor Crest unlocked at 5 stars. It's a pain in the ass.
I'm past Razor Crest. I'm thinking about Kitty Cat. Loki, I mean, I didn't have fun. What did you have? I mean, what are your thoughts on Conquest, man?
No, it's definitely not as fun as before.
Because we were laughing, we were joking and laughing and doing stupid shit and just enjoying ourselves. This one felt like work. It felt like we had to do it because we want cat shards, and it was a lot of work, man. It really was. I mean, I didn't really struggle with it. Some of the feats, I mean, they just left the feats the same, so it didn't work.
Yeah, that's my issue. Is they changed the bosses, but they didn't.
They changed the feats. They changed the disc. Yeah, they changed the disc, but they didn't change the feats. I mean, that turn meter feat's ridiculous.
Yeah, I said that early on. There's a lot of feats I left. I just said, screw it, I'm not doing it. And luckily, you can still get the red box. You can still get the max box. You can leave a lot of the feats not done. But I mean, again, like what you said, it felt like a chore. Like doing the marked feat, I think that felt like a chore.
Yes.
You can do it easily with Grievous and Darth Revan, but still, it was, you had to go back in over the course of maybe 3 days to kind of do it, unless you were spending crystals.
Right.
Which, surprisingly for me, I didn't spend crystals.
I never have, and I never will.
Yeah, and I'm proud of myself because I just said, you know what, screw it. I'm just gonna wait. Like a patient player, and they give you the 15 days. I'll take advantage of it. And yeah, I mean, I got my red box like 2 days ago, so we still have a day and change. But there's no incentive for me to finish it all in a day. There really isn't. And you end up rushing it, and then you'll miss the feats. And then you got to go back and maybe you you only did something at 1 star, you got to go back and 3-star it, little things like that.
Yeah.
But what I like to do, is I like to get through it the first time.
Same.
Collect all the data cards, right? And then put all the, that armor shred one is pretty busted. The dot one is pretty busted with it. There's another one that does plague and whatever. Go get those data cards, then go back and complete the feats. Don't like get frustrated and stay in one sector and try to perfect the sector. I say just go through the whole thing and as much as you can, collect the discs, because then you can go back and it makes it easier, to have that mindset. And that helped me. But, like what you said, I finished it 2 days ago.
Same.
So, that was a chore. It's basically 12 days to get through it. Yeah. And then it's just, I don't know.
And let your teams get the stamina. I mainly focus on offense and some of the other ones. Entrenched. I had the extra health and protection at the start of the match, and
I don't think anybody's buying those stim packs. So CG's got to do something with that.
Why would
you? They designed them and they put them in the game. They wasted all that time on stim packs, and I really don't think anybody's buying them.
No, honestly. Why would you?
I don't know anybody that does. I don't know a single person that has purchased them.
That was such a waste of time what CG did there. If you're listening, CG, do something with stim packs.
Yeah, we'll make it worth buying.
I feel like they're in there to trick you to buy them.
Right.
Like there is absolutely no benefit to them, other than tricking you. And I also hate that when you click on a piece of gear and then you put search, and they put all the put all the gear from the Conquest in there to trick you to buy it, so you waste your. I don't like that, man. I don't like that they do that, honestly. Because I know there's some people out there, they're saving for cat shards, like what you said, Ranger, and maybe they accidentally clicked buy this piece of gear because they thought they were buying it with crystals. Not the Conquest energy, but they were buying it with shard shop currency or something.
Crystals,
right?
Yeah, the crystal ones are in there.
Yeah, or even crystals, right? Like they put that in there to trick us, so we fat finger it and we go, oh crap, we burned our Conquest tokens and now I can't get cat shards, right?
Yeah,
I don't like that they did that, but I'm with you, man. It's not as fun as before.
I enjoyed. We did the first couple times of Conquest. We were just laughing and joking because we were just doing the silliest stuff. It was fun. We were trying all this different weird shit because it was just fun to watch happen, where you just go in there with Vader and just wreck the shit out of something. It was just a lot of fun. You still had to put the time and effort in because these feats, you have to do multiple times through, but it was a lot of fun doing it. That's the thing that changed with this Conquest for me. It's not that I didn't have to put the time and effort into it, but I didn't enjoy the time and effort that I put into it as I did previously. Nev, you talked about your hang-ups.
Yeah,
I can only imagine.
When I'm doing the first few ones, I was always finding it fun on 2 accounts and then not so fun on another 2 accounts. And this one, it's not been fun on any of the 4 accounts. It's just not been fun. It has been such, an absolute grind. Because, bearing in mind, I don't have a GL on any of my accounts, and I've only got JKL on 2. 2 in hard mode and 2 in normal mode. And it really, really is an absolute grind. But like you said, even with the deployables and with the other, with the data cards that make it fun, you've still got to put the time and the effort in. I threw extra, I threw an extra relic level on my Vader just to use and have fun with and be able to rip through teams on Conquest. If Conquest didn't exist, I would have left my Vaders at Relic 3. But I thought, you know what? I'm gonna take them up to 4 and see how much damage I can do with my Vader in Conquest. So, if I'm doing that and I'm free to play, there are going to be pay-to-win gamers that think, oh, you know what? I'll buy a couple packs and I'll take that character to Relic 7. I want to see what they'll do in Conquest. Because there are
forget
data cards
that
that make
shit,
it fun.
Nev. We've got a legend that has joined us. I'm afraid to even mention his name. Grande Patron is here. Oh my god.
Oh my word.
Grande Pappy goddamn Patron. And he's muted. Grande, learn how to use technology, you son of a bitch.
That's not even him. That's just a picture of him.
Hold on.
Are we on yet?
He's not even moving.
Jesus Christ.
Are we on yet? Hello? Hello?
That fool ain't even moving.
Let me go full cam.
I'm here. I might be frozen. I don't know. I might be frozen. Am I frozen?
You're frozen.
Yeah.
It's just a picture. Sorry, guys. I'm driving.
I
You
can't.
just get a picture at the moment.
Just a
What's
picture.
up?
Well, I don't know.
Howdy doody.
Let me go full
Hold on.
camera here.
There you go.
So, there. Oh God. Oh
There we
God.
go.
Here he
Howdy
is.
You know, it's somebody the other day, they said I had a Yosemite Sam beard. I was
Yeah.
like, shut up.
You do. I ain't gonna go get it, you darn tootin' rabbit.
I know. They were like, you look like Yosemite Sam. I was like, shut up, dude. And this is coming from a dude who looked like Lex Luthor. I was like, you are the one telling me I look like a comic book hero. Okay. I don't know. Yosemite Sam is probably not a comic book hero, and neither is Lex Luthor. I may or may not have gotten that wrong.
No, those are called villains, Grande. That's your word of the day. I'd like you to look it up in the Webster's Dictionary and learn how to spell it.
There he is.
Chilling like a villain.
So what? But,
See, now we can see him, but we can't hear him.
yeah, no, we hear him. No, we hear him. We hear him, and we see him. Nev, just because you can't doesn't mean the rest of the.
Or is it my hearing?
Yeah, that's yours. Your hearing, Nev. Age
No,
is
it's
finally
my
gone.
hearing that's gone. I can't hear
there
anything.
we go.
Crap.
All right, and then we've got the Twitch going crazy with very nice. No, that's
Very
Loki
nice.
doing. That's oh God.
Very nice. Very nice. Oh, damn.
So what's new in the world of Grande Patron there, Pappy Saurus?
I got a new job.
Yeah, you told me. So when are you coming back to SWGOH?
Man, my new job is they pay me a lot, but they definitely are getting their money's worth. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So,
So how's the prostitution actually working out for you?
well, you know, they give me a nice reach around.
Isn't that your job? I was about to say, how's that? Wait, how's that work? You get the reach around?
I guess so.
God.
Listen, life is hard whenever you're an American gigolo. What can I say? You know, sometimes you got to get it both ways. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, everyone's freaking out. Yes, it is Grande Patron.
That went dark.
It is the chicken. It is the chicken chaser himself. There he is.
Sorry, that went dark.
Oh Christ, Grande, it's RSG, man.
You know what? We're gonna have to do. We're gonna have to. There are chickens and cows and horses and donkeys. We're gonna have to do
what?
Days where I show people what's going on out in the field.
Well, we're coming up on 5 years, Grande, on July 10th and 11th.
5 years.
Can you believe that?
Does that mean I gotta get you like an anniversary gift? Do I have to get you an anniversary gift?
No, but it's my birthday that weekend.
You say it's your birthday.
It's my birthday that weekend, so I get to celebrate RSG and my birthday. You know, the sad thing is, folks, I'm older than Grande. Can you believe this shit?
He is older than me, old fucker.
Oh my God. Yes, toasty indeed. Look, is that you doing all that shit?
That is me, man. Come on.
I thought we get all these Grandeisms and stuff popping into the damn stream while we're doing this. Okay, Ray Rock wants to know if you handed out any baseball tokens lately, Grande.
Oh, no.
Any homeless stories you want to share with the skewers?
I'll probably drive by a homeless person on the way home.
Oh,
we could have one right now.
Please,
I'm telling you, it's always
don't.
interesting whenever you have a.
No.
Be like, hey, buddy, there's one right here. Oops,
No,
one right here
no,
at the next
no,
intersection.
no,
He
let's
lives,
not.
he lives
No.
under the tree And he has like some battery-powered Christmas lights he uses to light up his neck.
Just please don't. Let's not have a rehash of what happened the other time.
You're like, hey, you want a baseball token?
People keep asking me all the time, is Grande coming back to the game? I say no at the moment, but I don't know, Grande. I'm just, that's my speculation.
It's a little, I mean, yeah, right now, I mean, you know, when I do something, I want to do it really well.
Right.
You know, and while I know that, you know, it's a little bit of a pun whenever you say, well, just phone it in because it's all on your phone. I have a hard time, like, doing something where I'm just kind of like, it's all right if I don't do it that time, or it's all right if I don't do it that time. I like to really, like, nerd out on whatever it is I'm doing, and I just don't have the time to nerd out on it right now. You know?
All right, so Scaries, you heard it here first. Grande cannot nerd out like he used to, so leave me alone. Stop asking me. We got it from the horse's mouth.
I'm not playing any games right now.
That's sad.
I mean, like, none. Like, I deleted all of them off my phone. I mean, I don't even play, like, easy ones, right? Like, for a while I was trying to play, like, you know, there was, like, a Texas Hold'em thing. You could just, like, jump in and play some Hold'em. And I was like, I don't even have time to do that. Screw it.
Yeah.
No.
Well,
Dang.
these things
I have no wife and no children tonight, just so you know.
Oh, that's why we have your presence with us.
Because they went to and I just got off of work just now. It's like 8 o'clock here.
Sure.
And so I was, I just got off of work.
Yeah, you said
and now I'm going to the house. Yeah, they went up to go see my sister because, and I'm leaving Friday to go see my sister too. She had a new baby. I have a new nephew I've never met because, you know, COVID.
Don't do that to that child. Don't visit him.
So I'm gonna. Well, he has a good.
Give him a fair start in life, Grande. Let's not send your ass up there.
Yeah, with his mom and dad and breeding and genetics, he's got a real good start on life. I'll tell you that right now.
Not if you show up.
Oh, look! Hopefully he gets his humor. His dad is funny. His dad has a real dry sense of humor.
All right, so, Grande, you have to be. We're doing a 24-hour stream on that weekend, July 10th and 11th. You have to make some time. We have to have a reading from Grande Patron of all the names.
Yeah, just call me. You know, just call me and tell me.
No, you call in because I don't know your goddamn schedule. That's not how this works, you bastard.
Just call me and be like, hey, bro, you got like 10 minutes? You can do it while you're on stream. Hey, we're going to call Grande, see if he's got time.
Did y'all just see how that went right over his goddamn head? I just said we're doing a 24-hour stream. He's like, well, just call me. No, dickweed. When you have time, just pop in. That's how that works. This is how all this works, Grande. Why are you like this, man?
I'll call in.
I'll call in.
Please, yeah. But just send me like a reminder or something.
Oh, God.
I'll put it in my calendar. June when? When are we doing it?
July 10th and 11th.
What day is today? The 2nd?
Yeah, Grande, it's the 2nd.
So it's next weekend.
No, Grande, July 11th and 10th. Not June.
Not June, July. I got it now. I got it. It's clear as mud. It's clear as mud.
It's clear as mud.
I've burned it. I've burned it into the olfactory center.
That worries me tremendously that you just said that.
You know what the olfactory center is?
For you, I'm still debating what's in there. I don't know if that's dog excrement or if that's just human excrement.
It was a funny joke.
It really wasn't. No, it was not funny. We are now less smart for hearing you say that.
I burned it into my auditory sensors. I put it in my ear.
Auditory sensors.
Just kidding. It's a joke. It's meant to be funny. Why am I the only one with a flag still in my front yard? Hold on.
I'm afraid to ask. What kind of flag, Grande?
Well, it's an American flag because you know we had Memorial. So yes. What kind of a flag?
Oh yeah, you are a vet. Yes.
It's a white flag. No, everybody in the neighborhood ends up with a
white flag.
It's a white flag. I surrender. It's okay. Hi, neighbor. She probably heard me yelling through my truck. She's like, what the hell is the dude yelling I surrender for while he's driving around?
He's got some chickens he's chasing. Although you're in the greater Houston area, if you're chasing chickens around there, Grande, I'm going to be a little worried.
I'm telling you, I will show you chickens. I will show you chickens.
I don't want to see them.
In fact, there was a little road runner. The road runner that I should have, damn it, I should have recorded that one. Okay, so there's a road runner, right? And oh shoot, I don't want to do that. Wrong button. There was a road runner, and she, I don't know why I said he. She laid her eggs right in the middle of a caliche road. 4 eggs. Boy, and you drive up and you stop, and then you go around to the back, to get some tools out of the back of the truck. She wanted nothing to do with it. He got all big and swole. And I was just like, I should have recorded that for you guys. You would have loved it. See, you wouldn't believe it. And those were some big eggs. They're big. I'm like, birds that they poop and the stuff comes out of the same. The poop and the egg come out of the same.
Grande, that's not how that works.
Oh, that's how they work.
No, that's not how.
That. Go.
No, go. Grande, that's not how.
Yeah, it is how they work. I'm telling you, it's how they work.
Loki, please ask questions because I'm about to have a connection.
I gotta put you on speakerphone. How do I put you on speakerphone?
I'm gonna have a connection.
I don't even know how to put you on speakerphone. Oh, hey, now you're
on speakerphone now. My God in heaven, it's like I'm babysitting my sister's kids. I saw that he was trying to get in. I messaged an admins like, Grande, are you trying to get in? And then I made the mistake of letting Grande in.
I came in.
Yeah, I should have said no.
You knew I was coming.
Yeah.
You knew it was here.
Yeah, I sure did.
You knew it was coming.
Loki, I hate you right now because you're just being quiet and just sitting there, you son of a bitch.
I'm doing my Galactic War.
Yeah.
Look right there.
Thanks a lot, Loki. You suck.
There's American flag. There's American.
Nobody asked to see the American flag, man.
Well,
we believed you. I mean, who would say that and then not do it?
Well, I had to go pick it up and put it in the garage. I'm picking it up, putting it in the garage.
I mean,
we have to
picking it up. What do you mean picking it up? I thought the American flag was never to touch the ground.
It's stuck in the ground, so I had to pull it up out of the ground, pick it up. It's like it's like a flagpole in the yard. Hold on, we gotta do my.
It's the Benny Hill show with Grande. I'm just waiting for the music to start.
We gotta do this now, guys. You know what I like better? You know what I like better than my awesome pool is reading books. Just read the books.
Oh my God!
And you'll get an awesome pool like this.
I hate you so much. At first I was excited, but after 5 seconds I'm like, oh
Weird name like Taz. He had a weird hey kitty. He had a weird name like Taz McGovern.
Sure. Yeah, I'm sure that's what happened.
That was his name, I think.
So
I'm probably totally butchering it because I didn't save it in my factory.
You butcher names? Get out of here, Grande. I would not be. I can't believe that would ever happen. Carrot.
I have these.
How do you? I still haven't kicked your ass for how you fucked up Dragon Ball Z names. How do you not know Dragon Ball Z names, man? How do you go on Hindy stream with me?
I've never seen even one episode of
God. Yes, the old vegetable Edo and cock carrot.
Well,
yes.
that sounds like a soup. Dragon Ball was like a name of something you would get at the
Why? All right, we have to.
The order.
All right, Grady, you hang out.
That's Vietnamese, bro.
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Pho.
Yeah. I just like to apologize to all the Vietnamese watchers.
You know what you do?
Vietnamese watchers out there right now.
You might get that at the Mexican food restaurant too.
Or the
get 3 enchiladas, Dragon Ball style. right? Can I get that Dragon Ball sauce on there?
Oh my God!
That real hot Dragon Ball sauce.
I'm surprised you didn't say ethnic store again. That was a classic. Oh boy. The ethnic store where you buy toilet paper.
We should do one where I just like go into a
No, we shouldn't, man. It's like when you went to the homeless guy. We're not doing that.
And I'm like, what is? I walked in. They have like a British grocery store here too.
A British grocery store.
They do. They sell like 20 different types of tea, and like some crumpets, like 20 different types of crumpets.
English corner shops don't sell 20 different types of tea.
The ones in Houston do.
They sell one type of tea with about 20 brands, but it's all the same tea.
You've confused him, Nev.
Really? Oh, look different.
God. All right, we have to get to questions.
I got 20 different types of tea in the pantry, right? We have a question.
We have questions.
We have a preguntas.
We have yes, Grande. We have preguntas. Por favor, if we can get to the questions that the fans would like us to answer. Yeah, por favor.
Preguntas.
Yeah. Dos cervezas.
I gotta get my Yosemite Sam hat on for the question.
Please.
Okay, go ahead.
Wait, what? You have a Yosemite Sam? Oh God,
that's what they called it. I just don't like. My skin is real light and I get sunburned.
Well, no, that's just a cowboy hat because the Yosemite Sam hat had the bill lifted up front.
Oh no! You can't have a bill lifted up front. You might burn your olfactory gland. Yeah, that's your nose.
I'm sorry. I actually tried to correct that. The way that the character. Okay. Right, questions. We'll get to questions now. El preguntos, as Grande would like to say. This ought to be just swimmingly.
Los preguntos. But anyway, go ahead.
Los preguntos. Okay. Nightmare has a question. He says, question. If Crumb says there's no disparity in popularity between 3v3 and 5v5, then why not give players the choice to choose between the two? I think you might find the numbers skew his reality. Hey, I like what you did there. What do you think there, Loki? Not Grande.
I have a thought on this. But
I didn't ask you. I'm going to Loki. What do you think?
Oh, man. So what? So he's saying...
If players had an option, would they, because he's saying that the popularity is, between 3v3 and 5v5 is the same. It's basically what he's
This is what Crumb said? Is that what you said?
Well, so I'll say, so I'll read it again. Question. If Crumb, this is from Nightmare. If Crumb says there's no disparity in popularity between 3v3 and 5v5, then why not give players a choice to choose between the two? I think he might find the number skewed his reality.
I mean, I don't know how I honestly don't know how they track it because there's auto deploy. There is,
not just participation based solely on
participation. Yeah, if it's participation, everybody's going to participate. It doesn't matter what it is, 3v3. And the same people working on 5v5 are going to participate in 3v3. It doesn't matter. But, some people like 3v3. It is what it is. And other people prefer, I think the most prefer 5v5, which is ultimately what it is. But for them to prove it, is an interesting one. I don't know how, if Crumb said that, I don't know how they proved it other than participation.
Yeah, he said there's no disparity between, but
because you have the same people participating in 3v3 than you do in 5v5, right? That's really the only way you can do it to come to that conclusion.
The participation numbers would be the same, but I think for 5v5 over 3v3, there would be less DNSs and there would be less auto deploys in 5v5 than there would in 3v3.
All right, now we've had the
possibly
we've had the subject matter intelligent people respond. Let's see what Grande thinks.
Well, so they're not giving you any data; they're just telling you whatever it is they want to hear.
Sure.
They're not giving you any kind of data for you to parse. They're just saying, "Trust me, this is how it is." So basically, we've already made the decision. We're not changing the code. We're not going to give you the option, but we're going to tell you that it's the same without giving you any information.
Grande, that was an intelligent, coherent, and well thought out answer. Why can't you do that all the time?
Because I'm the jester of the group, and I'm trying to make jokes all the time.
Never mind. I'm sorry I asked. All right, next question from Stonewall.
That's the truth.
I'm moving on to the next question. Shut your pie hole. Stonewall says, question for Loki. The next time you and Thane battle in GAC, will you do it on YouTube? What do you think there, Loki Motive?
I mean, it just depends who wants to stream it. I mean,
I'll stream it. God damn it.
You streamed it. So, I mean, yeah, but our first meeting, like we did a dual stream. So, I mean, honestly, I don't think we care. Preference.
Yeah, we can do it on YouTube.
I mean, Ranger took a lot of the load off of me because I didn't have to stream it, right?
Yeah.
And thank you for that. But
Twitch is funner. It just is. I'm sorry, YouTube's. I mean,
Twitch is super fun.
Yeah. But we can look at doing it on YouTube. Rose Taco, my man, Rose Taco. What's going on, brother? This question: I'm getting GLK shards. I need to prioritize Kairos. What is the gear priority for Piet, Gideon, IG-11, Kara, Grief? Assume rest of Team 4 each is ready. So we have to prioritize Kyrotech for, I'm assuming Relic, for Piet, Gideon, IG-11, Kara, Grief. Who would we say would be the most, in that order, what would we say? I gotta say Piet would be my number one choice. Out of those 5, we have Piet, Gideon, IG, Kara, Grief, Kyrotech.
Well, I mean, Piet's one of the staples in the Trooper squad.
Is.
So, yeah, you definitely got to do that. Cara Dune's okay. I mean, if you got Mon Mothma built up.
Yeah, she's low on the list for me, though.
Go for that. But I would say Imperial Troopers and then Bounty Hunters would be nice.
I mean, Gideon, you can get away with Imperial Troopers without Gideon, but, I mean, Grief is a game changer, right? I would say he would be second. Anybody disagree with that? Or do we just think Gideon before Grief?
You're talking the
It's
Gideon
a game.
Week.
Yes, Gondor, we're talking about a game called Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. Which
I was just gonna make a joke about good grief, no for Gideon.
I hate you. Next question.
Very nice.
Yeah, very nice indeed. Nightmare question. Seems that Conquest has gotten significantly harder to achieve Relic 7 or R7 crate. Is this just because deployable cooling systems was taken away, or did CG ramp up the difficulty, or both? I think it's a little bit of both. The difficulty, well, the not having those cooling systems was a big deal. I don't think they looked at the feats as compared to the new boss mobs they put for each level and how difficult they were was a factor. And some of the teams too, the options were pretty shitty. I mean, GR or GR. Well, you're gonna have to go in there with a really good team, or you're gonna get mirrored butthole to death. Nev, what do you think?
Well, I'm doing it without GLs.
That's why I asked you, because you have a significant different view than me and Loki.
So it's a completely different. Just tweak to the data cards has made it a massive grind. I mean, don't get me wrong. These new data cards that they brought in are really, really good. With the CLS fight, oh my, forget about it. I mean, my CLS team is useful all the way down to 10% with the set of data cards that I've got, but all of my other squads, not so much. My Darth Revan squad, not so much. My JKL squad, not so much. So that is what made, the deployables were great for both light side and dark side. But I'm constantly having to move my data cards around, just to scrape away at some of the feats, because I'm stuck on GL Ray on Sector 4 on both my accounts on hard. And the only way that I can move to chest number 5 is by going back through all of the other sectors and clearing all the feats, which is just a pain in the ass, especially the marked one. I hate that marked one. I'm at 10 out of 40 at the moment. It's going to take me forever. It's going to cost me a boatload of crystals just to get that next crate, because I need I'm 3. I think, yeah, I'm 31 away from that crate that will get me the Razor Crest at the end of this Conquest, and I'm going to be so pissed off if I don't get it just because I can't get past Ray. It'll annoy the crap out of me.
You better get it. All right. LC question: what are you guys doing with JML in 3v3? I feel he's hampered in 3v3. I don't think he's that way. I use him either on defense or offense. Offense, he's great. Defense, I use JML with Yoda and GK. Really good team on defense. Now, if they have C, then but then I put another GL down like Ray and make them have to make a decision on who they're going to use. What do you think, Loki? JML as in 3v3 general, what do you like? I mean, you kept him for offense, I think, this last turn.
Yeah, I usually keep him for offense.
He's really good on offense.
Yeah, he's super flexible, but at the same time, I don't know. I mean, I see it both ways. He is better with 5 because he's easier to get to his ultimate.
Right.
When there's 4 other Jedi, but now you've nerfed him down to 2 Jedi, which can hurt, but we've seen the JML Grandmaster Yoda GK team go to ultimate pretty quick. So it really just depends what you're going to use him for. On offense, he's pretty decent to take out the SLKR DACA zombie team and the Ray teams as well. So very flexible.
Okay, Grande, any thoughts?
I'm just going to tell you, I don't know why you guys are putting a razor to your chest. I mean, real men grow hair on their chest, and if a girl has to shave a razor on her chest, you need to tell that girl to go get some hormone therapy or something.
What the fuck are you talking about, man?
You guys were talking about razor chest, and I'm saying don't.
What do you? We didn't say anything. We didn't. No, the word razor was not mentioned.
You might cut yourself too if you put that razor on your chest, and you're not looking in the mirror, or you've been drinking or something. So be careful.
Next question.
Make sure you use some cream too. Put some cream on before and after. Make it a little easier. If you really, I don't do that, but if you do that, just saying.
I hate you.
Razor chest.
For the love,
that's one of my favorite shaving creams, man. Is a Taylor out in it's made in London.
Yeah,
bro, I got that kind. Hold on, I got some sandalwood and something else.
The sandalwood, yep. The Taylor Bond of
Old Street or so. Hold on, you're gonna make me have to go get that stuff.
Oh God,
hold on. We're gonna have
to. Got that too, man.
No. There's like 3 different kinds. Everybody thinks I don't have.
I have the one that smells like roses. I have that one.
Sakes.
Oh, like the rosemary or rosewood or something. Hold on.
No, it's like thorns. Like it's roses. It's like fresh roses.
We didn't even mention.
And I got the sandalwood one too. That one's good.
We didn't even mention skin products, and somehow we got to this. So I'm going to move the conversation to the next question.
See, right here, here it is, right here.
Yeah, there it is. Yep, yeah. That's the one I got.
I'm going to mute you, Grande.
No.
Grande, listen to me very carefully. Get your ass back to your little seat and sit there. I don't want to see moisturizer on the stream, please. Thank you.
You got your badger brush right there too, Grande?
Oh my God. Loki, I'm going to punch you in the balls if you keep this up. All right, Nightmare question. Buying or not buying? $99 pack with 10 gold mods, all showing 6 plus 8 secondaries, and one is guaranteed to hit to plus 25. Would you buy it? Nope.
Yes.
$100 for a mod that's for 120 speed mod that's guaranteed?
Yeah, sure. What the hell?
No way.
There's starving kids in Ethiopia.
What?
I just had Ethiopian the other day. It was delicious.
Oh God!
You could get it at the ethnic grocery store. I'm telling you.
There's an Ethiopian restaurant right by my place.
I'm telling you, there's clarify restaurant part, Loki, because everyone thought you were talking about children when you said that previously.
They don't have enough skin on the bone.
No, oh God!
They have delicious food in Ethiopia.
They do have really good food.
Don't let those celebrities fool you when they well, I'm in the Ethiopian village and we're raising $1.99 a month.
No. Here's the thing, though.
No.
Here's the thing. everybody's perspective is not the same in Ethiopia. There could be starving people in Ethiopia, and then there could be really good food in Ethiopia at the same time. Just like there could be starving people in any other part of the world, Houston, Atlanta, LA, right? And there could also still be really good food there at the same time. These are not mutually exclusive things.
That's right.
Anything else about starving?
Ranger, you may speak now.
Oh, well, thank you.
Don't eat Ethiopians unless she said yes before you do.
Oh my God. Nev, do you have a hammer?
Or if she said no, but she said, no, don't do that. No, don't do that. God. If she says it like that, you might be okay.
It's the tone of voice. It's not what's being said.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
It's the tone of voice.
Stop, Loki.
Nev, Nev.
Stop, Loki. Don't do that.
Nev, do you have?
I'm still here, mate. I'm just.
Do you have a hammer?
Not handy.
Can you grab it and hit me in the head? Shut the fuck up, Grande. Nev, could you hit me in the head, please, with your hammer multiple times until I go into a coma?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
No problem.
I'm scared to ask more than
yes, I would buy that mod pack.
I would not. No.
No.
El Sombrero says, question, is Boca trash? I gotta say, I'm kind of on the fence on this. She kind of sucks, but she kind of doesn't, because I've been getting a lot of banner stills from her on that team.
She's awesome because she's needed for Jedi Master Kenobi.
There you go. So she's
that's
not
it.
trash. Yeah, that's it.
That's the reason.
Science. See, we use science. We didn't have any.
She is so good. Let's leave it at that.
There you go. Yeah, you don't
ask me.
Yeah, Grande has no clue what we're talking about. Contingent 33 question: in which order would you relic the Bad Batch, and how high would you go for each? Relic 7 or bust? Ha ha ha. I plan on relicing 5 minimum on those guys. What do you think?
Bad Batch? It's Echo Bad Batch. That's the one you. That's
no,
the one.
definitely
that's like
he wants to. Yeah, he want him relic 7. I don't. The other ones, I think relic 5 is fine. I wouldn't go any higher.
Yeah.
Right.
No, but he would be the first one to relic, in my opinion. Then probably Hunter absolutely. For the leader, I think. And then the rest of them, I don't know.
All right, Skywalker maybe Vader.
Hey, is Omega in the game yet?
Who?
You can get Omegas. Omega? Yeah, the yellow.
No.
Yeah.
No. Omega,
we don't talk spoilers or anything on this stream, Rhonda. You can't talk about.
It's not a spoiler.
You can't talk about Bad Batch because you don't know how to control yourself.
We have yellow materials called Omegas.
Yes, there you go. Yes.
You guys are seriously about that.
Yeah, we are serious about that shit, man.
It's been out for like 5 weeks.
But people cannot get Disney Plus, you psychopath.
Can you get
Patron will be sharing his Disney Plus login at the end of the stream.
Yeah, so there you go.
So everybody can get caught up on Bad Batch.
Brought to you by NordVPN.
Oh, my God.
If you're not in the United States, you can still get it.
I can't.
Brought to you by Grande Patron.
VPN. Grande Patron VPN. You come to my house, we'll VP you in.
I'd like to thank the 40-something of you that was much higher about, I don't know, an hour ago when Grande came on, that are still sticking with us. Let's see here. Oh, goddamn. Skywalker Vader, you nasty Canuck. Why would you ask this? Bastard. Skywalker Vader wants to know, what is Grande's word of wisdom of the day?
That was good.
I'm gonna tell you a real easy one. Are you ready, Skywalker Vader? I learned it from Bill and Ted. Be good to each other. That's it.
Next question. Yeah.
It's the rock on, Wayne. Rock on, Garth.
The different movie.
It's party on.
Yeah, thank you, Nev. You just have to let it go. Nev, you have to let it go. You have to just move on.
It's party on. If you're gonna butcher a classic movie,
he doesn't care.
Yeah, but you got to remember, I took Wayne's World and Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure and combined them and twisted them.
I look at
Val Bacon. You do not mash up
Grande
two incredible movies like that.
This is the world of Grande, yeah. John Bray wants to know, is Grande heading a Charlie Daniels cover band? Oh, no, because he can't sing. Ray Rock says, question, Jedi Master Dasher could battle Thanes Paul in the finals. Will you stream that Ranger if it does happen? Probably not, because although JMA would stream it probably, and I would stream it for her. Meow Meow just not a streamer, nor does she care to be a streamer. She just likes to give me a hard time. So, and if she changes her mind, I'll be more than glad to do it. But I have a feeling that, she likes to be where she is in the background doing what she does. So, Johnny Moran question, what did you use on the final boss of the Galactic Conquest? I'm stuck on it. I don't. What is the final boss? Is that Kylo? Yeah.
SLKR, yeah.
Yeah, I think I used Jedi Master Luke on that. Or you can use Rey or your own SLKR, right?
I think I used Ray on him.
Yeah, Ray works.
But I only one started. I didn't even bother.
I did,
and I only did the 500,000 point health.
I did that too. Yeah,
that's the only one I did. So
I think I did that with
7 out of 21, and I still red boxed it. So.
Yeah.
Well, why couldn't they have asked? How do you beat that Ray without a GL? Because I could have, I would have liked to have known the answer to that question.
Oh boy!
You do the Vader counter. I don't know.
My what sucks? It's still only 6 stars.
Well, and these things happen. All right. What else? 3 says question. What kind of products do you use for your beard, Grande?
Ooh, hold on. I have a whole repertoire.
Say what it is. We don't need to see the goddamn products.
Taylor Bond.
No. There's 2, right? So the first one that we use like almost every day is called the Honest Amish, in the pure natural, right? Because you got to be honest Amish. Then there's this other one that I buy from a vape shop called Kingsmere, kingsbeardclub.com, called the Beard Oil Holy Grail. And it's like freaking epic, bro. So you got to do those. Then you got to get yourself a Kent brush. I don't know why I can't find a Kent brush right now. But you got to get yourself a Kent brush, and then basswood with bamboo.
Okay, moving on.
And then a horsehair brush.
Yeah, nobody cares.
That's what you got to hook it. Oh. Every once in a while, we have to do the badger for the Loki, because the Loki likes the badger. I have a whole system, I promise you. Look at that look from Ranger. He's like, you're way too complicated with that crap.
I want to punch you in the face so hard right now. Ray Rock question. I thought Loki only ate sushi and steaks. No, he eats squid and soup. We've had that happen before on the stream. He eats a lot of things. In-N-Out burgers. Look, he's got a good palate for stuff. Nightmare question. How do you mod Vader to counter C?
Wow.
I mean,
that's a good question.
I still go
potency. I use offense sets, I guess. Offense set.
I go speed. I go speed potency, man. I mean, that still works really well. I mean,
yeah. The problem is he's got a crit, right? So I mean, I shifted, and I went to an offense set with potency set. So it's the 4-piece offense set with potency set with a potency cross and a crit chance triangle. And then I have a bunch of offense percentage secondaries to get his offense to like 9K or something.
Over 9,000?
Yeah, so my target was like 9K, 100% crit chance, 100% potency, and like 250, 260 speed. I think you can get there.
Okay.
That's what I use.
Okay. Next question.
It's a weird way to mod, but it's what he needs.
Hey, it's ugly but effective
to get the big culling blade off. Yeah.
All right, Nav, question. You can only choose one player to come back to the game. Grande or Finn? Who you picking?
Oh, that's not fair.
No.
That's not fair, because one of them's right here. I have to say Grande because he's here or he'll get upset and he won't stop talking. And then you'll get depressed again. So
Grande's an Indian giver, though. He took the account back from Ranger. So
no, I gave
that is not true.
No,
that is not true.
I told him I couldn't do it anymore. I tried.
That is not
3 months was all
what happened. That is not what happened.
I got to defend Grande on that one. That was me saying enough is enough.
He's like, bro, when are you coming back? And I'm like, bro,
I'm not. Yeah, I was like,
he's like, I cannot keep doing your account, and I'm like, it's okay, man.
Okay.
It's okay.
Ray Rock question: is Grande still have his pool of Omegas, or did he dry up when he left the game? No, we had actually farmed a buttload of shit for Grande before he left. We even got him a lot of the characters that he was missing. So,
I still had I still probably had 1,000 Omegas. But.
Yeah, it was a lot. Johnny Moran question: what is the GL Ray team you used in the last battle of the Conquest? It's just standard Ray team. I used Ray, Holdo, Finn, Poe, and I think I used BB-8 on that. You could use Hermit Yoda if you wanted to as well. I mean, they just do what they do. You're going to kick the shit out of that team with Ray. I mean, standard resistance team against Kylo is still standard resistance team against Kylo. All right, well, God bless America. Darn nabbit, we got through the stream. Those are all the questions we have. We got a Grande word of wisdom of the day. He's still looking around for probably his 6-shooter.
No. My 6-shooter's right here. You want to see it?
No.
Right, it is always on me. Grande Patron is always packing heat.
Damn it.
Just, hey, it's Texas. You have to pack heat everywhere you go. And here's the thing. Everybody's super nice because everybody else is packing heat.
I never have, never will.
I have packed heat since, gosh, like 1998, I think, is when I first started packing heat. I think I was like a sophomore in college. Everywhere I went.
All right. We want to let everybody pimp their stuff, and by everybody I mean my good friend Nev. Nev, I just like to apologize to you and all the Ethiopian nation for Grande Patron. Nev, where can folks check you out at?
You can find me on the Escape Podcast on Twitch and on YouTube.
Good job. Let's see. For upcoming streams, what we got? Nice. Yeah, very nice indeed. Let's see. We got tomorrow. We'll have GAC with me and Loki probably tomorrow. I still have to. Mine's still up in the air because I have to find out from the GAC Whisper thing when we're going to do mine. But we'll still have the lunch stream. Not to worry. We will still have. Tomorrow night, Loki, I'm assuming you're doing your GAC tomorrow night?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll do
tentative
that.
9:30 Pacific again.
It's so late. But I'll probably be able to come hop on because by that time I'm done with Chewbacca and Thane with their workout that they're doing with me, so we can do that. So I'll try to hop on. And then
you blundering fool!
Yes, thank you, Skeletor. I know. And then Grande Patron you can find in a rural panhandle in the suburbs of Houston, Texas, if you so desire.
I live in the exurbs. I don't even think it's the suburbs.
You're in Katy, man. It is what it
is. No. But where I work, you're not going to find cows and chickens in Katy. Come on now. It's not the same.
I didn't ask where you worked. I said where you lived, you psychopath.
Good point. Touche.
Yeah, touche indeed. All right, so
come find me. I'll either give you a hug or I'll show you a 6-shooter. One of the two, but I promise you it'll be fun either way.
That's the most horrifying thing I've ever heard. Wow. You can check Grande again on any of our streams, or you can check him out on the 5-year anniversary RSG stream coming up in July. So Grande is actually drinking beer and preparing dinner. Apparently that's what he's doing, which was about what I'm about to be doing, and Nev and Loki are going to probably.
Hey, do I need to read something? You want me to read something?
No, there's nothing you need to read right now. We don't have any of that. Please, God, no. Make sure you hit the thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already. We'll have more streams for RSG for you this weekend. Remember, the Ladies' Night is this Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern.
It's Ladies' Night.
Yeah, actually, that's what we play, man. It's pretty cool, man. So we'll do that this Saturday as well. So we'll have a lot of fun streams coming up with you. And then you can see me and Nev next week over on the Escape Podcast, Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday, whenever we do it. Well, I don't know. It ends Saturday. Hopefully we get, it depends on what GG does. So you can check us out then. So on behalf of myself and the panel, thank you guys so much for hanging out. Make sure you hit the thumbs up on the way out, or if you're watching this later on. And everyone be safe. Take care of yourself, and we'll see you soon. Peace out.